So welcome everybody. I think everyone knows that I am Rachel Justice, and along with Jillian Levinson, I am the co-leader of the Woman to Woman program. And this is session 3 of 3 parts about environmental solutions to common cancer side effects. We are being led by the wonderful Mahwish Syed, who is an incredible speaker, leader, just such an interesting perspective in so many different ways about this topic. For those of you who did not attend the first and second sessions, they are recorded and they will be in our video library after our video editor gets his hands on them. And we are in for a wonderful treat for the next hour. I'm going to turn it over to Mahwish, and this will also be recorded, so you can watch them all together if you'd like. But hopefully she can just bring everyone up to speed, because the sessions are also standalone. And thank you for all of you who are repeat customers. So Mahwish, thank you again for being here. Really looking forward. This session sounds super interesting, and I'm very excited to hear what you have to say.
Well, thank you so much, Rachel, for such a lovely introduction. I'm really excited about the subject today because scent is very near and dear to my heart as one of the senses. But let me share my screen and we can get started. This lecture today deals with the power of scent. So your senses, can you see the second slide?
Yes.
Okay, great. So we covered sight, we covered touch, and today we're going to do smell. And by the way, I just want to mention the sixth sense is your intuition. So whatever strikes you, you don't have to think too much about it. We're really trying to get grounded into our body, into our parasympathetic state, and out of our heads and out of anxiety. So these are ways in which you can get back into your body and help you heal wherever on the cancer journey you're at. And the reason why I'm so invested in all of this is I myself had gone through my own cancer journey and realized that I was using my own design techniques. I'm a fashion and interior designer of 20 plus years, and I started using these very same things that I'm talking about and created courses, did workshops, and ended up being basically a bestseller. So while I was going through chemo, I did this room and it ended up being on the cover. And from the cover, I wrote a book, which was called Purgatory to Paradise. So I believe that living in a state of purgatory means, waiting until you heal in order to feel beautiful, waiting to heal in order to feel good. And what I realized was that I needed to feel good now in order to heal. So it sounds counterintuitive, but grounding into my body and using beauty and pleasure is what helped me basically shine. And I believe that we all are goddesses, and that is my life's mission, is to help you become the goddess that I see you are. And it was a #1 new release in several categories, including neuropsychology, health and spirituality, and interior design. So beauty is healing. By the way, all these interiors are mine, and also any of the fashion that you see. It is really important to realize that when we talk about beauty, we're talking about beauty from a spiritual perspective, from a cellular perspective. So the way I define beauty is divine cellular alignment. And that means it's much bigger than something that's only skin deep, because I think, the cosmetics industry has hijacked that term quite a bit. So if we step back today and recognize that we are going to frame beauty in a different way, we're going to talk about alignment, we're going to talk about health, because I think good health is truly beautiful. And the reason why beauty is really coming to the fore is from the science of neuroaesthetics, which is a hot new design word these days. And basically it means that how you feel affects your biology. A beautiful space or a piece of art actually changes your circulation, your brain waves, your neurology, your mood, your emotions. And that is a really important thing to recognize, because that means you have agency. You have the power to design your life, your space, your treatment, and be a co-creator of your healing. So today we're going to time travel with scent. And the reason why this is called time traveling is because scent, out of all the senses that we have, is related to our amygdala. And it is where we store our memories. So for example, if you smell, like I smell my grandma's talcum powder, I have a really strong scent memory of my grandmother's talcum powder, and it brings me back to being a little girl in her room in Pakistan. And so this idea of looking at scent to help you time travel was one of the things I used during my own cancer treatment, which was to surround myself with scents that reminded me of better times, of good times. And it really, truly transported me into those moments of innocence and delight, and allowed me to get back into my parasympathetic state so that I can relax into the healing. Because just so everyone understands, when you are getting your cancer diagnosis, when you're going to treatment, it's kind of like, I definitely was in a trauma response. So that's your sympathetic nervous system is activated. So that's your fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. And what that means is a lot of times flight means disassociating and zoning out, or if you're feeling anxious about something, you have other kind of ways to distract your mind into doing these things. But I realized by grounding back into my body and feeling the feels, I was able to heal. And the reason why we're going to be covering scent today is it is an ancient practice. It's been around for 5,000 years. The Egyptians, the Mesopotamians, the Indians, the Arabs, everyone has used scent and rituals around scent, especially as a way of experiencing the divine. And basically, to inhale is a sacred act whereby your biology is literally merging with the active aromatic molecules. Those molecules that are going up your nose are interacting with your entire nervous system in a chemical reaction, which has a lot of power to it. And by the way, Herodotus, who is a historian, basically said that aromatherapy was already a big practice as a medicinal treatment about 3,000 years ago. So scent and the power of your smell affects your emotions, it affects your biology, it affects your soul, your spirit. And there's a lot of historical traditions from all over the world about it. But today we're just going to focus on real practical tips on how you can incorporate the power of scent on your healing journey. So in terms of side effects, and you guys, feel free afterwards or during to add your own symptoms into this. But a lot of times I hear from a lot of clients nausea, like feeling nauseous, feeling anxious, and feeling pain. Yes. Those are some of the symptoms from chemotherapy or radiation. You can basically add others to it, but those are the main ones. And Johns Hopkins has done, and there have been several studies done about the power of using aromatherapy and scent to alleviate that sick feeling, to alleviate your anxiety, to help elevate your mood, and also to help minimize the feelings of pain. Scent is very important in helping you also ameliorate pain. So the ways in which I want to basically organize today's talk is not just in terms of inhaling, but also, adding and removing. That's how I want to say it. So what you don't realize is that even though you may not smell something, you're actually smelling it. Your body is interacting with your environment. Your home is your living ecosystem. And what that means is everything around you affects your biology, whether you are conscious of it or not. And that's important because what I call, junk sound, like loud noises, or junk light, like blue light, there's also junk scent. And junk scent are volatile organic compounds that are emitted from your home that you are smelling and inhaling, and it affects your endocrine system, it affects your metabolism, it affects how well you heal from cancer. And also how we can help by adding. So we're going to talk about removing things, and we're going to talk about adding things like essential oils. And why essential oils over any other type of scent. So inhaling beauty is a really important theme. Beauty is a very important theme in my work, in every aspect of my work. But when we're breathing, we are metabolizing and literally sublimating from a nanoparticle level through all the dust in your home and everything like that. We're inhaling all of those invisible particles, and they're affecting our biology. So why not create a beautiful healing oasis? And that way you can maintain and optimize your health. Your biology is ancient. So here's a fun fact. If you don't realize this, if you look at like our human existence on this planet and you put it in a 24-hour clock, the first 23 plus hours have been where we have spent most of our time outside. And the last 30 seconds of our 24-hour human clock, we're spending indoors. And indoor air is far more polluted than outdoor air. And that indoor modern lifestyle is actually what I find is killing us. So I came up with ways in which to design your home from a health, historical, and biological perspective. So your home is your living ecosystem. Your body's interacting with your home, and your home is alive interacting with your body. All the materials around you are alive, and we really are discovering how much control and power we have, which is a great thing. And the reason why I find this such a powerful message is because of epigenetics. So most cancers are epigenetic, which means they're the result of your lifestyle and your environment, your emotions, which also means that you have agency over your experience. And why not take what you learned today and use them to create that healing for yourself? So like I said, indoor air is far more polluted than outdoor air. And what can you do about that? And one simple thing that you can do is to open your window. Yes, we're going into winter, but if you are not opening your window, you are basically recirculating those volatile organic compounds in your home. And the top suspects of these compounds come from your flooring. 90% is from carpeting or your floors, the glue down floors or composite wood, like, your MDF cabinetry and things like that. Because a lot of times these days, in terms of construction, I realize that, we are surrounded by engineered wood, and the adhesives that are in that wood emit VOCs, basically those invisible gases, and I can explain what they are. So, for example, benzene, trichloroethylene, formaldehyde, xylene, and ammonia are like the top 5. And I have great news. I don't want to scare you, but there's a wonderful thing that you can do to help you filter all of these gases. And it's something that's been around a lot longer than humans have. Actually, it's been around for millions of years. And it does it better than any machine. And that's plants. So like I said, building materials and furnishings and household chemicals are the culprits. And plants, oh my God. This has been such a wonderful thing for me because I've always loved plants, but I did a lot of research. I looked at NASA's top 20 plants. I started using them in my projects, and I discovered some that were just so easy to take care of. You know, they could handle a lot of range, a lot of neglect, and they also filtered, according to that list, the most amount of VOCs, and they also help to oxygenate your space. So, which is a really important thing if you keep your windows closed. By the way, I have links later if you guys are interested in my selections. I have wonderful selections. And so plants are natural air filters for your home. It's really important, especially to wherever, especially in your sleeping space and your living space, to have plants around to help filter your air. So my top 5 house plants to clean your air are the spider plant. They make babies. They're fabulous. They take a lot of neglect. Snake plant is amazing. If you have like about 5 snake plants in your bedroom, it will reoxygenate your bedroom at night. It is incredibly hardy. It takes a lot of neglect and a huge range of light conditions. Oh, can you see? Okay. So it takes a lot of, different light conditions, meaning it doesn't have to be so bright. It can take a lot of shade as well. So I recommend the snake plant. The spider plant and the snake plant are amazing. Weeping fig is also good. It's a little bit temperamental, but I love it. I use it for lots of projects because it looks so pretty, mostly like in living spaces, but make sure that you don't use it in a next to a place that's drafty, so not next to an open window. Golden pothos or any pothos are fabulous. They range from low light to high light. And if you don't, if you're in an office space and you have no control over, the air ventilation in the office, I think the golden pothos and the snake plant are the 2 that would be great, along with the peace lily, to have in your office space to help you filter the air around you. And then we have the peace lily, which handles really low light, probably the best out of all 5. So that's a really good low light plant option. So these plants have been vetted and tested by NASA. They have been used to filter voyages into outer space. And the reason why they use them is because they've been perfecting their filtration for millions of years, long before we ever came on this planet. And I really think we underestimate their power. And I wanted to bring your attention to this because for me, it's not just about, adding fragrance to make you feel good. I'm looking at the health side of things. I had my certification in applied quantum biology. So I'm one of the few interior designers and fashion designers who's looking at all these aspects of your health and designing your space from not just an aesthetic point of view, but a health point of view. So we've got our plants. They're filtering the air. They're cleaning our air. We're opening the window. And now we're going to talk about aromatherapy. Aromatherapy, like I said, has been around for thousands of years. And, the god of medicine, Asclepius, the father of medicine, where we get the snake symbol from, the snake along the staff, the medical symbol, basically used aromatherapy. And there are books and books and books on this from many, 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 many thousands of years. And I now realize all these new studies everywhere are backing up what we have known for a really long time. And I'm here for it. But here's an important caveat. Essential oils, and the reason why I'm emphasizing essential oils, is they are organic and they're volatile, okay? Synthetic chemicals you're also inhaling in your home. So not just from the nylon or the polypropylene or the polyester, but also from synthetic fragrances like a Glade plug-in, or any kind of synthetic diffusers that uses chemicals as a scent. And the reason why I'm emphasizing this is it's cancer causing. It disrupts your endocrine system. It disrupts your metabolism. It disrupts your hormones, especially your hormones. And as we know, there are a lot of hormone-related cancers out there. So it's really important to recognize that we want to remove the synthetic fragrances from our homes for optimum health. And by the way, I just want to say something. If you think about like your favorite hotel space or your favorite spa experience, or even like real estate agents use this, but like by baking cookies, the power of scent has been marketed back to us very, very, very surreptitiously. If you walk into the highest hotel, like a high-end hotel, it always has a very strong or just a very permeable scent in the lobby, or there's candles burning, because they want you to associate that smell with that space. Again, they're using that biological connection that you have to the power of scent to that experience. So why not create that luxury inside your home? I think it's so important that we don't, again, stay in purgatory where, oh, I'm only going to have this great experience when I go to this fancy place or a fancy vacation. I think it's really important to recognize that paradise is now. Paradise is where you are. So wherever you happen to be is your paradise, whether that's at home, whether you're going to treatment. We're going to use scent in ways to help you create that wonderful sensation of calm and relaxation. So think of candles, think of spa treatments, think of a soothing scent that you like from your childhood or any single time that you have a fun, wonderful memory from a time visiting, your grandparents' house, or even the scent of cloves and cinnamon for a pumpkin pie. Whatever are those scents that are your comfort scents, I want you to kind of keep them in the back of your head, and we're going to revisit them after this lecture. To simplify things, and I can go over like every single scent and what it does, I've distilled it to top 3. Oregano is incredible for your immune system. I used it. I put drops of oregano essential oil in my drinking water. And I was literally inhaling and letting that scent come up and also drinking it. There's a really strong interconnection and a dance between our scent and our taste buds, and we're all connected. So those scent molecules are traveling between your palate and your nose. The other one I think is wonderful for soothing and to help calm you is lavender. It has been used in many different cultures, the essential oil of lavender. What I've done when I used to go into my chemo treatment, I would dab the corners of my scarf with lavender. I would dab the corners of my pillowcase with lavender. But again, it just reminded me, I went to go see the lavender fields in Santa Ynez Valley in California for one vacation. And I'll never forget like that feeling of being out there in the sunshine and just seeing the waves of the beautiful plants. And it brought me back to that experience. So think of a time in your life when you smelled something that made you feel good. And I would love to know. And the third one I think is really great, and there's a lot of scientific studies about this, is essential oil of peppermint. Really helps you it helps alleviate pain and nausea and also anxiety. So it lifts your mood. It really helps to, You can also dab the corners of your temples with it or your pulse points and just allow that to infuse your skin. So like I said, scent helps you feel pleasure and tranquility. And I think especially when you're going through cancer treatment and you're having these symptoms, pleasure is the farthest thing from your mind when you're feeling like crap. And I think that's when you need pleasure the most. And actively seek pleasure, especially in your pain, especially in your moments of anxiety, especially when you're not feeling yourself. Pleasure is your vehicle to your healing. Don't wait in the purgatory of treatment before you feel pleasure again, or beautiful again, or peace. Find that through active practice. So we're also thinking about, scent, whether it's from candles. And a trick that I've done, if a candle, again, it should not be paraffin wax. Beeswax is good, soy is good. And if it is just an unscented candle, I just drop essential oils right in the candle when the wax is melted. And I also get that diffusion. You don't have to have a diffuser, but this is a great way for you to create that scent, to layer your space with scent that will help you. So scent your paradise. Think about your bedroom as a zone. Think about your living room as a zone. And think about what you want to smell in those spaces, because it also creates this ritual of reverence, like when you're setting, setting that intention to rest. So your healing actually happens when you're in your parasympathetic state while you're sleeping. And that's an important way to get yourself back into your parasympathetic state, is to light that candle, or to, dab the corner of your pillow with essential oil to kind of bring you into, okay, I'm going to sleep now, I'm going to rest, and I'm going to heal. And recapping, please open your windows or your car window when you're driving, because you need the air to circulate. Most cars are full of synthetic materials. They are emitting that new car smell. They're emitting, even if you don't have that new car smell, they're emitting volatile organic compounds. And we want to make sure that we honor our ancient biology, which means that we are connected to nature. And nature is incredibly important for our healing. So like I said, add essential oils to the corners of your scarf when you're putting it on. It's something you don't even have to touch your skin. If you're sensitive and you have sensitivities to your skin, you can put it on a corner of your lapel on the inside, just somewhere where you can just inhale that essential oil to help get you back into your rest and relaxation state. So action steps. I have an Amazon shop. You guys can scan the code above, which you can find plants there. You can find accessories to be able to infuse the scents. And below, I have another QR code for essential oils where you can get a discount. These are such wonderful things I use all the time. And I can't emphasize enough that we remove synthetic fragrances from our homes, whether that's in your cleaning, your laundry detergent, your cleaners, no Febreze, those types of things that actually add more chemicals and add a layer of toxicity to your home. And also think about using natural materials like wool instead of nylon. Pay attention to the materials that are around you. So again, if you have any questions about that, I'm happy to answer. And As a special thank you to Woman to Woman and Rachel, I have this has been such a wonderful, wonderful experience talking with you guys. And I have a course called Claim Your Paradise. It goes into detail, all these aspects, including quantum biology, lighting, healing modalities, and so much. I'm delighted to offer a 30-day free access to you guys. You just need to click this QR code or scan it with your phone. And then in, I think it's so important to get your feedback. So if you would, I would really appreciate your testimonial or what your thoughts are in terms of these workshops and the course. Thank you guys.